anyway, but it's really hard when they don't give you a concrete
Yeah,
plan.
if that's the case, instead of trying to schedule another meeting like this purposely for the budget, let's wait until we get
6
the
o'clock right now on
information
the,
and tuck it into a regular meeting. Can't pass the budget in a regular meeting?
Oh, yes,
That's
we're
great.
not gonna pass it tonight.
No.
No. This is still all draft preliminary work, but we're further along than we were the last time. But anyway, that's the main thing. Do you have any questions about that? Anything from last time that you wanted to follow up on?
Pretty clear.
Okay, look at the solid waste fund then, if you would. And that is also balanced.
did the meeting start yet?
Yes.
Yes, it started at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, it's just 6 o'clock right now. 6:01, not even.
It's slow.
My watch is 6 o'clock right now.
Ours said 6 o'clock a few minutes ago, so.
Okay, so no decisions were made. It said 6 o'clock here. We're at solid waste fund, and that is balanced also. The main thing that balanced that, and you guys asked me to explore a $2 increase or a $3 increase.
Right.
I tried, of course, with the $2, preferably, and that is what it is balanced with, a $2 increase per quarter for all the different categories, the commercial, the commercial was more than $2, but for all of the seniors and the regular trash. And it is pulling from the capital reserve still $23,000. So I'm estimating that this year, it probably is not going to be the $31,000, because we always try to figure more for revenues than we do
Right.
expenses to budget conservatively and to keep it in line. So it looks like we're going to be pulling $50,000 from reserves over the last few years.
Okay.
And that's about a quarter, just, about that, a little less than a quarter of what we had. But anyway, that is balanced, and with the $2 increase. And back to the highway aid, or liquid fuels, as we call it. I'm doing a transfer from the general fund of $37,500 to help with, since we're getting the monies for the culverts. I know for sure that's a category with the stormwater.
Okay.
And because you're telling me that next year, we're not going to be able to do Pierce this year, the
Right.
culvert.
Right.
So, and hopefully before year end, we can figure out that we can, reimburse our lost revenues for 2021 from our monies, and also reimburse our monies for Mountain Road. And I don't even have all those bills in yet. So I'm hoping by year end to be able to help the 2021 budget with some money this year. And then next year, I've budgeted what I told you into the general fund.
Okay.
And that money, by allowing that money to be in the fund to support the eligible expenses, allows us to have the extra to put into the liquid fuel
Okay.
fund.
Yep.
So it was very hard to estimate, as you know. So with what you had told me,
Right.
with a portion, the upper portion of Lamb's Gap, a small portion of New Valley,
Right.
and Tower Road,
Right.
which has been put off for several years because of logging.
Right. Are
and
they
hope-
finally done?
for now, who knows when they'll be
I don't know
logging
how
again.
much more they have to do there yet.
They'll be done, I would think they'll be done.
Yeah, they should be.
Yeah, I hope, because.
Really wouldn't want to tackle that before we know what the plans are.
Oh, no, they should be done. I really think they should be done, but anyway.
Daisy, I'm sorry, anyone over there. It's probably not appropriate for me to interrupt, but on the agenda, it had citizen comments or whatever. Is that going to be at the end now, or is that, because I did walk in on my phone it said 5:59, so I just want to make sure I have a chance to bring up an
Well, there
issue.
wasn't anyone here when we came to that, so,
Yeah, because it
I
wasn't
mean,
six.
that's up to John how he handles it, I don't know, or Brad, how you guys want to handle that.
What do you wanna do, John? Wanna wait till the end, or you wanna wait till?
Let's wait till the end, if something else is liable to come up.
Okay,
Okay,
all right.
thank you.
Mm-hmm. I'll include Jim whenever he comes in.
Okay, all right, well, that's about that, and it does, like I said, the general fund's gonna assist with some of the paving, because they're projecting $120,825 for next year for, liquid fuels allocation. But we already have some in there, so it is, the liquid fuels budget will be utilizing prior year balances. So that is where we are at with that, and, we usually have, it's not a balanced budget for liquid fuels, it's just the way it comes in, and we use what we have by utilizing the prior year.
Right.
That's about all I have, unless you guys have some questions or something in particular, on any line items, any projects, or,
I think you did a great job.
No, I can't think of anything.
it was not easy.
I guarantee it wasn't.
It was not easy. And thank God for the art money.
Right.
I mean, that really
That
helped.
helped out a lot.
That really does help.
Yep.
I don't know if you have any other questions about, it looks like the general fund, and there again, because of the art money, increased 21.7%, and, solid waste 2.6%. Highway aid is 256.5% if we take what we actually used this year.
Right, okay.
If we use what we budgeted, which we did come under budget this year, which is great, it's 165% now. But, it's mainly the base repair that's killing us, so
Mhm.
that's those percentages.
And we're liable to run into something unexpected when we do that.
Oh, I hope not.
Yeah, I hope
Not too much. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's budgeted high, I'm hoping. I figured, an increase, from this year's prices. Actually, I didn't even use this year's prices on the 9.5 millimeter super tape, because they were so low. I
Okay.
think they wanted in for some reason, but I used what we had at Mountain Road,
Right.
and I took it at $110 a ton, but I have no idea.
Right.
With the price of gas and
You have no
oil,
idea what's gonna happen.
we might just have to cut a project.
We might have to,
Yeah.
yep, we might have to do
That,
that.
so we can try for those three. I'm hoping that we can get that done and get some of those.
Well, we've been behind the eight ball so much, so.
I know.
Yep,
I know,
so we
it's
gotta
true.
try to get caught up a little bit.
Right.
Yep.
Okay,
Good.
well, if you don't have any
I
questions,
don't
that's
have any.
about all I have, and, it will be added to the agenda for the board to act upon it, Monday night,
Okay.
and advertise it then. Once it's in final form, it'll be advertised for public review for 20 days, and hopefully adopted at the November meeting. That's the tentative
Right,
schedule.
right.
Okay.
All right, you had something you wanted to bring up?
Well, you go ahead first.
Okay.
I got
Now, citizen participation is gonna be 15 minutes, okay? That's what it is. That's total.
Okay, thank you.
Are we setting a timer?
No, that's the way.
Because we can use your clock, it started at 6, and we can go back in time then, so we.
Okay, I had two things, but quickly, one was, and I know it's been brought up in previous years, and I know it's been shot down many, many times, but I'm gonna bring it back. I know the pool is meeting currently, the pool board is meeting, and I would like to bring that to the table again. I think that it would be great if our township would support the pool and therefore support residents who want to utilize the pool. It's not a substantial amount of people. Maybe if you put in the budget that people who want to join the pool could receive a discount using our taxpayer money in some way, or if we can support the pool directly, and then maybe the pool would offer discounts like they do to their residents. I have been a member of the Marysville Pool for, I am 53 years old, and I don't know that I've ever not been, between when my mom raised me and when I raised my kids, and now wanting to be there with my grandkids. So I just, you know, I would just kind of ask that you reconsider that. I know that it's been shot down in the past, but I think that it is a huge benefit to our community, and our community does include the borough. I mean, yes, we're separate, but we are together, and we are all neighbors. So that is one thing. And my other question, and Brad, you know, we're friends, whatever, I've known you a long time, this isn't completely personal, but I do have a question with regards to how is the voting of a budget that includes your salary and you as a supervisor being handled? Like, isn't that a conflict of interest, that you are a supervisor now and also able to vote on your own salary because you're a full-time employee? And that's a question. It's not, I'm not attacking you or the, you know, the way that it's handled, but it
I'd
is.
love to answer that for you.
I would love.
Wait till the attorney comes to answer the question.
What's
I
that?
don't think it's a conflict. I mean, it could be if he was saying, I want a 4%, you know, if you're actually negotiating, but.
It will be in 3 years or 2 years when the
Right,
contract comes
there's
back
an
up.
employee agreement now that was,
I think the bigger conflict is
accepted by
he's
the
his own
board
boss.
accepted by the board before Brad was a supervisor.
And he has accepted it.
Yep. I
Well,
didn't ask for anything, I just accepted what
Right.
was there.
it just went by the prior agreement,
Okay.
and it was the same rate, and we don't really even negotiate as far as bargaining like, you know, unions do. It's not really a union here. It's just an employee agreement that we have.
Okay. Is there any thought, again, these are just questions, and honestly, this popped up in my mind when you became supervisor, and I thought, well, I should ask these questions, and then maybe I shouldn't have waited for a budget meeting. It just happened that this is a meeting that I could come to. So, with regards to, in essence, then you are your own supervisor, is that, and I don't know what the hierarchy is. I don't know that you report. You know the jobs that need done, and you do the jobs that need done in the community, and I get that, and I've seen that over the years. So, I'm just looking at it from a point of view, in my role at my job, I can't be my own supervisor. So, do you guys work together as supervisors? And maybe, John, you can speak to this. If Jim were here, maybe he could as well, but
I just don't go out and do things on my own, Melissa, I have to report to these two too.
and that's what I'm asking, I guess. Is there a collaboration that ensures that the work that's being done is the work that's
Right.
being done the way it needs to be done?
It goes through John and it goes through Jim. I don't go out and say, I'm gonna put a pipe in there and just do it. I have to go through these guys,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I don't go out and buy the pipe without asking these guys. Everything is done through the other two supervisors.
Yeah. And let's say, Jim, I'm taking up everybody's 15 minutes. My bad. I'm
Sure,
sorry about
don't
that.
worry.
Let's say next year you decide, you know what, I'm only going to work 20 hours a week. No one's really paying attention to me. And I get you don't do that, right? But what is the accountability then?
I signed his time sheet.
Okay.
Besides my paycheck too,
Right.
okay?
He doesn't sign
I
until
don't sign my own
paycheck.
Yeah.
paycheck.
And
So-
believe me, I would be saying something if he was only here 20 hours a week. You know,
So the negotiation thing that you're talking about that'll be in a couple years, is that something that could end
It's a
up?
3-year contract. So, yeah, there's really no negotiation. It's just we give it to the board and they say, you know, are you willing to, agree to this again? And Brad could not participate in that as a supervisor.
What if the vote split between the two supervisors?
Then he could. He would have to announce his conflict publicly and give me a memorandum, written memorandum, and then he would break the tie. But we certainly hope that won't happen, that they can get along well enough to come to the two supervisors can come to some type of agreement. That doesn't happen very often.
They don't have the situation that we have right now very often, as far as I know.
We've never had a
And that's why
supervisor
it-
working as an employee.
That's why it's come up as a question in my mind, and
But if you go to other townships, you'll find working supervisors everywhere.
Mhm.
Carroll
Especially
Township
on the
has it,
road, especially
Wheatsville
on the
Township
road.
has it, Oliver Township has it,
Mhm.
okay, just keep going. They're
Oliver
everywhere.
Township has, the secretary treasurer is the supervisor, is also a supervisor. So you can do that.
And
I'm
we
not saying I
can
wouldn't.
point fingers at other, I mean, there's other
Right,
differences, there's a lot of townships that don't make as much money as y'all do, full-time, right, so I'm not trying to just, I wanted to bring it up. It is something that's been on my mind, and I've questioned it, and rather than question it and have doubt in how things are handled, I'd rather come and ask. So, and honestly, I wanted to come for the pool thing, so I'm hitting two birds with one stone.
Yeah.
That was my goal.
Sure.
So, thank you, I appreciate your time.
Not a problem.
Trust us to be honest.
just like the beginning of the meeting. Good. Okay, my point.
Well, the only thing you missed at the
You
beginning
know
of the
what,
meeting
we don't
was
answer
the
to
pledge of
people, I don't
allegiance.
answer just to
Okay?
people, I answer to someone.
That's all you missed, was the pledge, okay?
Oh, yeah, but it still started at 6. We were here
What
at 6,
I'm watching,
so.
my watch
Anyway,
right now.
I gotta get on to the actual wording part here. EIT amount, did you guys, since I wasn't here to hear any of this, EIT amount, is that still set at $295?
That went up $1,000 to 96.
Okay, well, my question is, to help support the pool here especially, we know the ARP funds are gonna cover at least to 2019. So, if we're at 2019 numbers, we're using 2019 numbers as a guarantee, was 326. So why would we not have that accurate, especially since, looking at the audit, we haven't been under 300.
I don't know, there was something came in at cap tax that year, I don't remember the details of what it was and why.
Okay,
But I know they had some collection, I don't know if they went back and tried to get delinquents, I don't honestly remember, but there was something came in. I don't even remember if it was an excess award, but,
But if the
right
last
now,
5 years
I'm
were-
looking at our current amount is at $276,900.
and you got another quarter yet, so yeah.
We have
So you're at least.
that, we have October, November, and December.
All right, and then this is a heads up on the trash increase. I don't know if you're still doing it or not, because of course we weren't here. Are we doing a trash increase or not?
I just explained that, yes,
Yes, okay, what was our anticipated cost raise?
$2.
Okay, then this is the heads up. I will be requesting an analysis to know why, showing the justification for the need for $2 when we have 294 sitting in the bank. Or, of course, it'll be a little less because whatever we draw out this year, but that much. So I'm
But that
requesting it.
money, unlike what you say,
Mhm.
can be used for general also.
Mm.
It can be pulled out.
I don't think so, since
That's
it's
what
in
the
the solid
auditor
waste
said
fund.
at our last presentation here.
And what are we using
It
it
should be
for?
kept, obviously, for solid waste, but it could be pulled to general, because the general fund is the one that started the solid waste, that purchased the truck. So if anything would ever happen, and we would say, okay, that's it, we're not even gonna operate the solid waste fund, and we're gonna let you guys just go independent, pick who you want.
Okay,
And then all that money would come back to the general fund, because the general fund started the solid waste.
okay. And with that, though, I see also in the audit, we have like almost $1 million or $1.5 million in all the general fund stuff. So, I'm just pointing it out. I would like, and I'm sure the residents would like to know why their trash is going up when we have that much sitting around.
Okay, this is
so.
why it's going up. It went up 24.1% last year,
Mhm.
the trash increase. Trash is horrible. It's a wonder you're getting your trash picked up. Some municipalities are not. Penn Waste is having a terrible time. They're giving sign-on bonuses. They are increasing. There's anything they can do to keep people. People don't want to do that anyhow. And now, if you go anywhere, they're short-staffed. So they're in dire straits. The total amount of increase for the 3 years is 32.1%. We can't keep eating that on any kind of expense. I don't care if you have reserves or not. You don't spend your last dollar.
But we keep
You have to,
increasing
and
our
what if we get in a
employees.
recession? Then what?
Right.
Last year, they did not raise anything, and John, you were on the board. You only tell one side of it, you don't tell the whole thing. And what really, you know, the other facts too, was that the board said there's no way that we are going to increase people with the high unemployment and the COVID,
Right.
and everybody agreed. So we took it
And now
out of
we are.
reserves. So in 2 years, we're looking at about $50,000 coming out of our reserves. $294,000, the budget is $228. How far is that going to go?
Well, the problem is you're still collecting money from people.
Right.
If we, you know, if you took out the employees, which are eating up 23,000 out of the trash account.
And who's going to do all the administrative work for that?
Well-
And who's going to do the bulk cleanup labor?
That's fine. I agree with the bulk cleanup labor, but I don't know how we can afford spending, you know, affording you at 8 hours a week to cover
I
that.
put in more than that for solid waste. Budget for solid waste, I mean,
Okay, that's,
why?
15 minutes is
Yeah,
long enough,
the
folks.
15
Yeah,
minutes.
it's just,
This is
We're not gonna get into
if
it.
you want to
Look forward
know
to-
what I
Satisfy you no
do,
matter
I
how
can
we answer.
list that for
I
you.
look forward to
Rather
seeing the
than take
budget
up
then
time
next week.
now.
You do
So-
a great job.
I would ask that it be posted on the website so that people can see it. If we're in the idea of trust and transparency, that we don't have to
There
go to
are
the
no
newspaper.
draft documents going out there until it's approved at the board meeting.
Right, and that's on Monday. So I would figure at that meeting it'd be approved for advertisement, and I'm asking that it be
When
posted.
it's approved for the 20 days, then that's up to the board.
That's right.
Okay, well, I hope they look for that trust and transparency, and we'll put that out there. Because it is a pain in the butt to have, I don't want to have to come in here and see you and have to take pictures of it because I can't get a copy. Or I have to pay $5 to get a copy, or I have to ask the newspaper folks to get a copy.
I don't give it
So-
to the newspaper.
Okay, well, all right, we're done,
Okay.
Exactly.
we're done.
Anyway, I thought we did well. There's no tax increase. That's a positive thing. In this day and age, it's been over 25 years. But someday that's going to happen, and someone's going to have to answer one an analysis of the fund for that. What has not going up in your personal finances? What? I go to the grocery store and I'm astonished. It's $50 and I got a little bit of nothing.
Yeah, you know, Daisy, we get fixed that all the time, for all the stuff, I mean, like this, but we never get any good comments about what we do at this township. We must not do anything good in this township.
But you
Well,
work for
we're
us.
done.
Wait a minute, I'm sorry. You were elected to represent the township for these matters, and you represent us, and we're allowed to question what's going on.
Right,
We're
you're
allowed to
allowed to
ask
question,
questions.
right.
We don't have to sing your praises.
You're actually supposed to be
You
the
work
voice
for
of us.
Our tax dollars pays your income and your salary. You work for us.
What's your-
Yeah, it does.
Where
It
do you
does.
get your salary from?
And you're being very rude by having your backs turned to us right now. Like, you know,
We
come
can't
on,
even
guys,
sit
like,
the
you
way
want
we wanna
respect,
sit
but you
the way-
gotta give respect.
Okay, we're done.
We're not done, we have 4
It's
minutes.
public missing,
No, you don't. You
We
started
do,
at
I started a
6:09.
timer,
I ended it.
so you can just declare it's
I
over.
ended it, yes.
Do you have a question? I'll answer afterwards. if you want.
No, I don't.
Okay.
John, did you have more questions?
No, I had enough. I mean, I'll see it in the actual budget, I guess, so.
But all
Are we
you
having an
said is
official?
negative. It is
No, it's
true.
not all negative.
It's
We're allowed
questioning.
to ask questions about the budget, that's why we had this meeting.
The motive behind it is
There
to
is
put
no
down the
motive.
board, to put down our jobs and what we do.
No, why
No.
would we do that?
It's,
I don't know.
I worry about my
All we're
taxes
doing is
and everyone
I'm
else's.
human, and so are you, but
All I wanna know is that there's like some kind of like fiscal responsibility for this township, that's all. Like, I wanna know what we're spending money on. I
If I
wanna
don't even
know
know
what
the
our
roads.
tax dollars are going towards, and I wanna know that we're in a financial position to last the next 20 or 30 or 40 years. That's why
you
I'm
got a
here.
crystal ball, 'cause there's no one here could tell you.
No, but like, we're allowed to ask questions, and you guys want us to
Believe in your truth.
compliment you and believe you, but then you do things like starting the meeting early.
Yeah, I mean, I saw Jim,
And not letting us ask
We
questions.
did not start the meeting early.
I mean, I don't know what that clock says,
Everybody
but
here said
everybody
it's
here
time
has
to
a
start
cell phone, and the
and
cell phones all said 6 o'clock after we walked in the door. all right?
My
So,
watch
I
says-
don't
I mean-
know if we're going
Well,
by
I'm very
wall
sorry,
clock
but
time
that's
now,
the way
should
it
I
is.
set my watch to this clock? Is this the official timekeeping device of Rye Township? I'm
No,
just saying
Can I
that
argue
you
over
want,
2 minutes?
you want us
Yeah.
to trust you, and you don't do things that earn our trust.
So don't trust us.
We don't!
That's why we're
That's
here.
why we're here.
That's why we're asking.
Use it and shut up, will you?
I take major offense to that, sir. I've actually been incredibly respectful since I walked in
You
this
have
door,
been, thank you.
and I am very disappointed at that comment. Very
I'm
disappointed,
with the
and,
behavior of our police.
I didn't start anything, you just started it, and I would like to make a comment about the thankfulness, because Brad, that hurts my feelings. How many times did I give you gifts as our trash collector? And I bought you gift cards to go to McDonald's. And I've complimented Daisy on the work that she's done. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on here. Like,
Well,
you don't even know me.
No, I don't.
You don't.
But these two know me
Well,
really
yeah.
well, and I walked in here with nothing but respect. And I don't know why I'm being treated this
No,
way.
I was not directing that towards you. I am sorry. I am sorry if I meant that. Okay?
Now you can understand why I'm
There's
frustrated
someone
though.
who's a quitter who resigned, who has a
He
burr
gets
under his
me- he
salad.
gets-
And he has a right to have resigned.
That is not true.
I have a right
Okay,
to have that.
here's the thing though, I'm gonna, as an outside observer right now, he has a right to have resigned.
Yes.
I believe that there is some, maybe by association situation going on, being directed at me, and maybe, I completely forgot your name. Like,
Dana, hi.
bam, right out my brain that fast. We're here as citizens and we deserve the respect.
Right.
And even if you have disagreements with John, he's a citizen, yes, he gave up his supervisor role, and maybe he's questioning things that you don't want to be questioned, but he has a right
No,
to.
it isn't that.
And I don't want to get into bickering about that. I wanted my few minutes to voice my concern about the pool.
Right.
And Brad, truthfully,
Yep.
what I had to ask is what I had to ask.
That's okay. That's all right.
And-
I'm fine with that. I have no problem with you. I have none. I'm sorry if you took it that way. I'm sorry.
I am, you know me, I'm the
we
person who
got
puts
al-
the Halloween candy on the trash can, so
We-
y'all get snacks.
we always
And even
got
though,
along good. We never had no problems, Melissa. Okay?
okay,
You always.
I
keep
would
listening.
like my pool situation
Okay,
considered.
we'll talk about it. Okay, Yep, yep.
Put it on there,
Not a problem.
on the agenda at
I have
least.
it wrote down, so we'll see. Okay.
All right.
All right?
So do we have an official adjournment or not? Because I
Yep.
didn't hear
Adjourned
somebody
10
say,
minutes ago.
well, I didn't hear anyone say adjourn, because they just said, it's over.
Well, there's-
So-
there's-
Well, you said shut up, this meeting's over, so I guess that counts as
Does that
meeting
count?
adjourned.
Okay. All right.
Okay?
Accepted.